Story 1. The apartment watcher in the winter of 2022. I moved into a small apartment in a quiet suburb outside Chicago. I was 29, single, after a messy breakup. It was my first time living alone. The building was old, brick, with narrow hallways, flickering lights. My unit, on the third floor, had a balcony overlooking a dark alley. The neighbors were quiet, mostly retirees or young couples. I liked the solitude, or so I thought. But there was this man across the alley, in the next building. He was tall, thin, always in a grey coat, every night round 10 p.m. He'd stand on his balcony, staring at mine. No movement, no phone, just staring. I'd come home from work, glance out, and there he was, his eyes fixed on my window. It wasn't just creepy, it was unnatural. Like he didn't blink one night, round midnight. I heard a faint tapping on my balcony door. Tap, tap, tap. Slow, deliberate. I froze, heart pounding. My balcony was 3 stories up. No ladder, no way to get there. I crept to the window, peeked through the blinds. Nothing, just darkness. But the tapping came again. Tap, tap, tap. Louder now. I called the police, my voice shaking. They came, checked the balcony, found nothing. No footprints, no marks, maybe a bird, they said. But their eyes said they didn't believe it. The next night, I set up a cheap security camera, pointing at the balcony. At 17 a.m., it triggered. I checked the feed. There he was, the man in the grey coat, standing on my balcony, staring at the camera. His face was pale, his smile wide and natural. He tapped the glass 3 times. Then vanished. I called the police again. They watched the footage, their faces pale. He didn't climb up. They said, no ropes, no ladder. They checked the other building. The man's apartment was empty. Had been for months. I moved out the next week. On my last day, I found a note, slipped under my door. It said, in shaky handwriting, I see you, always. I never went back. Story 2. The empty farmhouse site was late summer, 2021, when I was sent to clean out a foreclosed farmhouse in rural Ohio. I work for a property company, handling abandoned homes. This one was isolated, miles from town, surrounded by cornfields. The house was old, wooden, sagging. No neighbors, just silence. I arrived at 8 a.m. with my truck. My tools, the air was heavy, stale. Inside, the house was frozen in time. Old furniture, dusty photos, a smell of mildew. I started in the kitchen, cataloging items. Then my phone rang. No signal out here, but it rang anyway. Unknown caller. I answered, heard static. Then a faint whisper, don't go upstairs. It said. The line went dead. I shook it off, kept working. The living room had old books, a cracked mirror. But I kept glancing at the staircase, narrow, dark. My phone rang again, same whisper. Don't go upstairs. I checked my phone. No. Boss, I tried calling my boss. No signal. My heart raced, but I had a job to do. Upstairs, there were 3 rooms. One was empty, just a bare mattress. Another had a desk, covered in letters, all addressed to nobody. The master bedroom had an old rotary phone, dusty, unplugged. As I stood there, it rang, loud, shrill. I stared, frozen. No was, no power. It rang again and again. I backed out, heart in my throat. In the basement, I found a box filled with photos. All of them showed the same man, pale, staring at the camera. In every room of the house, the last photo was different. It showed me standing in the kitchen, taken that morning. I dropped it, ran to my truck, and drove away. I told my boss the house wasn't safe. They sent another crew. They found nothing. No photos, no phone. But I know what I saw. Story 3. The locked Addison 2020. I rented a house on the edge of a small town in Indiana. I was 28, a night shift nurse, used to odd hours. The house was old, creaky, with an attic I never used. The attic door in the hallway was heavy, always locked. The landlord said it was storage. Nothing special, but it gave me a bad feeling, like something was watching from the other side. One night, at 3 a.m., I got home, exhausted. As I passed the attic door, I heard a knock. One, slow, heavy thump. I stopped. Breath caught in my chest. Another thump. Then silence. I told myself it was the house settling, old wood shifting, but my hands shook as I went to bed. A few nights later, it happened again. 3 knocks, slow, deliberate. I stood in the hallway, staring at the door. Then I heard it, a faint hum, like someone whispering, too low to make out words. I called. My landlord asked him to check the attic. He came the next day, unlocked the door, went up. Just boxes, he said, annoyed. But I saw his hands tremble, just a little. I bought a padlock, put it on the attic door. For a week, nothing happened. Then, one night, I woke up to 47 a.m. to the sound of scratching, like nails on wood, coming from above. I grabbed my phone, checked the lock. The padlock was gone. The door slightly open. I didn't move, didn't breathe. I heard footsteps, slow, heavy, coming down the attic stairs. I called the police, hid in my room. They arrived, searched the house, found nothing. The attic was empty, the lock on the floor broken. They said maybe a raccoon, but their eyes were uneasy. The next day, I moved out. On my last night, I heard the hum again, louder, coming from the attic. It wasn't words, just a sound, like a voice that didn't need to speak. I never looked back.